seen many motions come before the Assembly in my time here, but this one, I think, so misrepresents the truth of what is happening outside the abortion clinics that it could be out of 1984. It calls the pro-life campaigners and people who are holding quiet, dignified vigils there in order to try and help mothers to make a decision which they may not want to make, anti-choice intimidators. It calls them, it says that they are obstructing and harassing people who are going into the abortion clinics. That simply is not the case at all. The name of the group that stands outside the clinic in Ealing is called the Good Counsel, and they've been there holding a daily vigil for 23 years. This was debated in the Home Affairs Select Committee in the Commons a couple of weeks ago, and the British Pregnancy Advisory Service was asked about the protest there. They could not name one single conviction for an offence. The police wrote to say they were unaware of any cautions, arrests or prosecutions in the last 23 years. And they challenged the Good Counsel Network in the Home Affairs Select Committee to provide an example of a substantiated offence or example of harassment, and they couldn't. And the local police in Ealing have not been calling for any powers to create buffer zones. What it does is take good people and try to call them bad people. The internationally accepted word for people who are against the practice of abortion is pro-life. This calls them anti-choice. The fact is that another organisation set up in Ealing called Sister Supporter, and they went out wearing high visibility jackets and megaphones, and they were joined on some occasions by the local MP. And they're the ones who are making all the noise outside the clinic, not the Good Counsel, who hold a dignified, quiet, prayerful vigil. On Tuesday, I went to meet the Good Counsel, and I went to meet some of the mothers and their children who are still alive because they'd received advice from the Good Counsel. Before you vote for this, I'd ask you, have you been to meet them? Have you been to talk to any of the mothers who have been helped by them? Have you met their children who are still alive today? Because there are mothers going in there who think that they don't have any choice, but they've been told that you can get help. If you want to have your baby, you don't have to have an abortion. There are people there who will support you and help you. I met a mother who was in an abusive relationship. She'd already had 2 children. She was in difficulty in her home situation. She thought she could not cope with a 3rd child because there was no one there to help her. She met the Good Counsel people who just simply quietly give out leaflets if they want to. They don't harass or intimidate anybody. She took a leaflet, she went to them for help, and they gave her help, and their child is alive today. And I met that mother and her baby, and they're very happy, and they made the right decision. And actually, they are very, very successful in what they do, because there are over 1,000 mothers in Ealing alone who made the decision not to have an abortion, and 1,000 children who are alive today who wouldn't be. And I fear if we vote for this motion, we are going to take away perhaps the last choice, the last hope that mothers may have not to have an abortion, and to realise that there are people who will help them to make a decision that they may not think is open to them. If it were true that they were harassing and intimidating and abusing women, yes, I'd vote for this. But that simply isn't the case. And I hope you will consider what I've said, that the Good Counsel are good people who only want to help people, only want to help mothers to make a choice that they may not have considered before.
Time.
And I hope you will vote against that with me today.
Thank you very much.